Welcome to Aura by Vibes Lifestyle, Inspired Living, inspiring you to amplify your aura. Thank you for being here. Emotional addiction, often referred to as emotional dependence, is a complex psychological phenomenon where individuals develop a compulsive attachment to certain emotions or experiences. Unlike substance addiction, which involves physical dependency, emotional addiction is rooted in the psychological realm, often manifesting through relationships, behaviors, or specific emotional states. The nature of emotional addiction, its causes, signs, and potential pathways to recovery are what we're going to talk about. First, what is emotional addiction? It occurs when individuals become reliant on specific feelings or emotional experiences to function or find happiness. This can involve an excessive need for validation, approval, or love from others, leading to unhealthy relationship dynamics. People often become addicted to certain emotional states, such as excitement or drama, often resulting in a cycle of highs and lows. Here are some causes of emotional addiction. 1. Childhood experiences. Many emotional dependencies stem from unresolved issues in childhood, such as neglect, abuse, or inconsistent parenting. These experiences can lead individuals to seek out emotional validation in unhealthy ways. 2. Fear of abandonment. A pervasive fear of being alone can drive individuals to cling to relationships or emotional states that provide temporary comfort, even if they are detrimental. This is something to be highly aware of. 3. Low self-esteem. Individuals with low self-worth may become emotionally addicted to others for affirmation, relying on external validation to feel worthy. And we're going to talk a lot about external validation because this is something that's very important. 4. Trauma. Past traumas can create a need for familiarity, leading people to repeatedly engage in emotionally charged situations that mimic their past experiences. So you can replay these things out over and over again. This is why people seem to be attracted to partners that are very similar to previous partners, and they go through situations that they realize, this is exactly like what I went through before. It's not just a coincidence. These things are patterns, and you have to break that cycle. A few signs of emotional addiction and how to recognize emotional addiction. It can be challenging, but some common signs include obsessive thinking, constantly ruminating on a person, situation, or emotional state, fear of loss, an overwhelming fear of losing a person or a specific emotional experience leading to clingy or controlling behavior, mood swings, extreme emotional highs and lows based on the presence or absence of a particular person or feeling, neglect of other aspects of life, such as sacrificing personal goals, relationships, or self-care for the sake of maintaining an emotional connection, repetitive patterns, engaging in the same unhealthy relationships or emotional situations despite negative outcomes. These are things to be aware of. Now let's talk about pathways to recovery. Recovering from emotional addiction involves several steps. 1. Self-awareness. Acknowledging the issue is the first step toward healing. Keeping a journal can help to track your emotions and help you to recognize these patterns, because sometimes when we're caught up in it, we're not really seeing it for what it is. We're just going through the day to day, the moment to moment. So even if we are stuck in a repeated pattern, we may think that it's just, oh, I'm just going through a hard time right now, or something like that. So when you're journaling, you will notice, wait, I wrote about this 3, 4, 5 times already. You'll get fed up. And sometimes you have to get fed up before you can really make a change. 2. Therapy. Professional help from a psychologist, counselor, or coach. Someone who can provide support and guidance in understanding the root causes of this emotional addiction. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is particularly effective in changing negative thought patterns, so you may want to look into that. 3. Building self-esteem. Engaging in activities that promote self-worth, such as hobbies, exercise, or even volunteering, can help to develop a healthier sense of self. Self-worth and self-esteem are not the same thing as being conceited. A lot of people use the term narcissist and things like that, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about having a good and stable foundation to operate from, knowing who you are, knowing your value, having boundaries and standards in place, and that's going to lead us into number 4, which is establishing boundaries. Learning to set healthy boundaries in relationships can prevent dependency and foster independence. Independence is a good thing. It doesn't have to mean isolation, and it doesn't have to mean that you don't have other people in your life that you rely on and count on, but it does mean that you're okay with and without them. 5. Mindfulness and emotional regulation. Practicing mindfulness techniques can help you to become more aware of your emotions. Learn to manage them without relying on external validation. 6. Support systems. Connecting with friends, family, or support groups can provide a sense of belonging and reduce feelings of isolation. If you don't have close friends and family to connect with, it is good to seek out online groups or even in-person groups if you feel comfortable. Emotional addiction is a profound and often misunderstood challenge that affects many. By recognizing the signs and understanding the underlying causes, those struggling with emotional dependency can take meaningful steps toward recovery. With commitment and support, it is possible to cultivate healthier emotional relationships and build a fulfilling, balanced life. That's the life that you deserve. You don't want to hold yourself back from being able to experience all that is out there. So be sure to do the inner work. You deserve it. Love yourself. And as I say each and every time, remember, stay inspired.